Hello, everybody. My name is Hellkaiser, and welcome back to DMC Devil May Cry. We're on mission 9, and I'm pretty sure there's 20 missions in this game. And so we're almost to the halfway mark. We finally got Eric's, and we met Phineas, and we're making some pretty good progress. I've almost already maxed out the upgrades for this thing, not that there's that many. I think if I focus on anything, I'm going to try to focus on trying to upgrade probably Osiris and Eric's before I really do much of anything else, because that's like my two favorite weapons from this game. I might go ahead and upgrade something like Rainstorm to make it faster, to where, because it is so slow originally, or at least that gives him a faster fire rate, and maybe get inverse Rainstorm at some point, but for now we're good. In case you're wondering what the skids are, I think I've showed you before. But you have Classic Dante, which does not look that good. It looks better in this picture than it actually does. It's like his body's a little bit thinner than regular Dante's, and it just doesn't look right. Dark Dante, which is a color swap, and Neo Dante, which is honestly the skin that they should have gone with for this game. And that's the best one of the classic skins, is the DMC 1 Dante. And then you got these different skins for Arbiter and Osiris. I don't see why they couldn't have done it for the last couple missions, or at least for Ebony and Ivory. That would have been the most sense, but of course we're talking about a company that did a lot of crap at the height of this game's controversies.
You were blinded and imprisoned here for how long?
Hundreds of years.
Are you sure you know your way around?
Like the back of my hand.
You'd think he would after that long, Dante.
Are you nuts?
I forget. You and I see things differently. Seeing things differently can open new paths.
What do you mean?
You only see evil in me because I am a demon. Try opening your mind. It's all a matter of perspective. As I said, I see things differently. We'll meet up ahead. I have something to show you.
How can he frickin' teleport or turn invisible? Here's another question I have about this game. Sorry to already pause it this early. In the original timeline, Dante didn't really see all demons as evil, because his father, and even in this timeline, betrayed the demons. Now, in this one, isn't like, oh, he sealed Mundus away and let a one-man... This Sparta is much weaker than the main timeline Sparta. But still, you know, for love, he turned his back on that lifestyle. Let's just put it that way. So, clearly, if there was some good in his father, and he has all of his memories back now, so he has to remember his dad. You know, it shows him walking with his dad, so he knows his dad. So, where does he all of a sudden believe every demon is evil? You know, that just, I mean, I could see where they're going with this. Eventually, maybe like in the sequel game, he's going to have like more allies. Maybe Trish or someone would be introduced into the timeline, but we never got that. I just always felt like that was a very odd way of doing things. You know, looking at those weapon skins, why couldn't they give us a different Rebel? What would have been nice if they gave us a different Ebony and Ivory skin, like the classic, and a classic Rebellion skin? I would love that. Why could they have not done that? That was a missed frickin' opportunity. Also, the fact that I can't break this with my fist, even though it's a loosely held together wall, and I need an axe, is awful annoying. Man, this was a long room here. There. And of course, he misses something right in front of him. There we go. That takes far too many tries. See, because you see like that big fist, you think that it gives you that range, but no, it's like right where his hand is the target. So, very difficult.
Her name was Asio, an ancient one. Nephilim, like you.
I didn't know there were others.
The Nephilim were the third race. Sadly, they were hunted down and slain.
Why?
They wielded the power of both angels and demons. But unlike them, the Nephilim could easily cross worlds. They were formidable.
Which made them a threat. Like me.
And like you, they held great potential. What a waste. You want to reach your full potential? Perhaps Asio holds the key.
Okay, now I hate to pause again, but here's another thing that I just hated about this game. Virgil acts like the idea of an angel and a demon coming together was unthinkable, but it happened. Here, you know, to be considered a quote-unquote third race, that would mean that there had to have been a plentiful supply of them. So that means that angels and demons were having a good time quite often, let's put it that way. They don't say exactly, because we don't see a female Nephilim, if like a male and female Nephilim come together and produce a Nephilim. I'm imagining they can, but let's just say, for example, the only way to create one is through an angel and a demon. Without that kind of context, it's hard to see. And realistically speaking, again, they mention this character, I can't pronounce the name now, I can't remember, Arendelle or whatever, Aridal. She's this like first Nephilim, or an older Nephilim. Again, perfect opportunity for it to be like angel powers here, and have Ava be more at the front of the game. Because Ava is like a character that is more spit on than Trish and Lady from the original series. She's a character that, aside from a picture and the occasional flashback or memento or something, serves no purpose. She just brought him into the world and died. They could have taken a chance to fix that a little bit. And now I can't go back. Crap. And it's a sad thing that they didn't just make this like an angel statue and he puts them both together and then learns the power of the Nephilim that way. You know, there's ways you could write this story. That's why the story of this game is so disappointing. It's because it's got like a very engaging premise. Crap. But it fails to utilize that premise at all. Like, it would have been cooler, instead of this like little swoosh from his hands, you actually see like ghostly wings, like on the front cover of DMC Definitive Edition, shoot out from him. Now, is this a proper angel?
Asio?
No, that's just a witch. But see, it's blue, so it makes you think that it's more heaven.
Fucking demon.
Well, at least he clarifies which one it is. Whoa. Dang. Okay, yep, only can be hurt by blue weapons, because of course. Large frickin' health bar. Of course. Get back here. Whoa. Whoa, mama. Can you be hit now? Crap. Boom, baby.
Good riddance.
Man, I love using Eric's. Also, why would the statue of a Nephilim be in the middle of the underworld?
Right. Asiel holds the key.
Okay, sorry to pause again, but 2 more questions. I thought that symbol on his back was his father's symbol because it looked like it, I think, in that portrait, or there's something similar symbol earlier in the game. And I know that he said that the Nephilim could go between worlds. What worlds? Like, Limbo is sort of like the purgatory from Bayonetta. We've already discussed that. We never see the underworld proper in this game, and we never see heaven. It's part of the problem of not having any real angel enemies in the game. All we see is demons. And so it would have been more interesting if, like, they were being hunted. Well, because in this game, it's like Dante represents the devil and Virgil represents the angelic side. They could have done a split storyline where Virgil handles, like, all the demons because he's like the angel have, and Dante fights off more he fights the angels. And I think it would have worked better. And then they kind of switch halfway through their campaigns to fighting each other's opponents. There's a lot of things you can say would have been better for this, and probably all of them are better than what we actually got. But I think that there's a lot of better ideas out there that could have made this so much more of an enjoyable experience. There we go.
Got it.
And see, now we can see, like, Ava's special. We can see Ava's statues, I was about to say. Or meet this Nephilim goddess, or not goddess, but, this ancient Nephilim that was good enough, apparently, to have a statue made of her. But nope, it's back to whatever. I don't know if this is supposed to be Sparta, or if maybe this is another Nephilim. Again, maybe because it was sequel baiting to explain more of this, we never get to fully find out.
Let's see what happens.
He doesn't seem to really care too much about what he might be unleashing, other than that one question of it. He seems awful cavalier. How many more chains are left? Is that the last chain? Yes, it is. Here we go. A very crappy devil trigger will be ours to control.
Dante, you are here because I wasn't able to protect you. For that, I am truly sorry. Your father fell in love with me. A love that transgressed rigid, ancient boundaries. We chose our path in the face of certain annihilation. We never regretted our choices, but we never gave you yours, my dear son. Now, finally, you will have that choice. You will have a great power. A power that will allow you to forge your own path. That, my son, is freedom. Be brave, my son. I love you.
You know what, this devil trigger is one of the saddest excuses for an ability I have ever seen, too. We're playing on the normal version. I'll talk about some of the problems with it after you see it. But I want to talk about that for a second. So, at least it's Ava kind of giving him the speech there, but it doesn't... In the original Devil May Cry timeline, Virgil and Dante, I think they were like 7. They may have been 7 as well in that, but they were like 9 or 10. They were old enough to remember things about their childhood. And they seem to have a pretty normal life. I mean, they had pictures and stuff like that. Normal family. It's never really explored too much what their background is. Okay, something went wrong with my phone's Wi-Fi. Sorry about that. Let me double check that my recording's okay. Yeah, everything's good for now. As I was saying, and so why couldn't they have just moved off to the mountains or underground? There's got to be some, pardon me, some kind of off the grid for angels and demons. The angels don't seem to care from the pictures. Now, if those pictures are canon, which is in the friggin' video game, so it has to be the artwork, there are angels, and they seem to all just want to screw most of the time. But they do float around Ava's corpse, so they must mourn or care. But they don't seem to be hostile. So if they're not hostile, the problem with this game is Dante gets pulled into limbo. He's outside his trailer. Well, he gets pulled into limbo. He's walking down the street. He gets pulled into limbo. You know, it's one of those things where they give these demons and never exactly explain what can pull you into limbo. They just say a demon can do it and you got to kill it to get out. But he never really, you know, that means that you think it's supposed to be like a boss fight at the end of each level. Maybe that was the original intention. But it doesn't work that way. And so it's not really well explained. So couldn't they have gone anywhere where they couldn't be pulled into limbo or and attacked? Because it sounded like SWAT teams too come to the house. Is there not any place off the grid that they could have gone? Maybe Mundus owns America, or he says controls the world through debt, but there's got to be some place like a private island that they could have gone to that would have been hard to find. It's one of those things where, at least in the original, it makes it sound like more of it was a quick thing that was unexpected, like maybe Sparta had softened up a little bit over years of not fighting, and it just came up, or he was gone. They don't really explain how it happens, and they leave it very cryptic, up to you to figure out more. But in this one, they explain how it happens and how their home ends. They don't explain what happened to Sparta other than just him being in prison. Like, how did he get imprisoned? But it just seems odd. Now get ready to see one of the worst looking devil triggers you will ever have to witness. Yeah, devil trigger. The thing is, it takes forever to fill. Now maybe they changed it, but I remember when I first played this, it seemed to take a whole level to fill it, and then once you used it once, it was just gone for the rest of the level. He's getting angsty. Emo mode is engaged. Wow, his hair is back to its regular color. Okay. Now see how it drains, but it regenerates my... Now let me pause and say, that's what it does. It makes the enemies float. It still restores your health, and it still increases your damage. But because a lot of the combos in this game are more focused on the aerial combos, they wanted you to float, essentially. And it's kind of annoying. The only reason I'm not playing this on hardcore is, like I said, hardcore seems more like it's supposed to be an afterthought, like a New Game Plus rather than original, because it's so difficult to get a combo going. I just feel like it was a little bit too much. I wish they just left the combo meter alone. But I like the idea that they was going for here, because this looks more powerful than what we've seen OG Dante up until his Sin Devil Trigger ability was. I mean, Dante has been able to increase his power, and at his peak, which is before Sin Devil Trigger, which in 2 was like his Manjin form, or however you say that, which was essentially his Sin Devil Trigger, which we never even used in our playthrough, but if you've seen it on the wiki, it looks like a more amped up version of Sparta. And so he could turn almost into like a more powerful version of his father when he was a critical condition and gain a burst of health. Well, he'd be invincible for a while and deal like maximum damage. Here, this Dante, he's not even changed into a devil form. All it is his coat has finally turned back to its regular color and his hair. But other than just a color palette swap, he's literally lifting these enemies up and completely controlling the sky and everything has changed. And it was like it was going to set up for him to become the full Dante that we know, or at least maybe like an angel trigger in the second game, and then at the end he puts them together and gets a Nephilim trigger. But it never made it to that point, unfortunately. So instead you're stuck with trying to pull yourself towards enemies and trying to work with... See, it drains freaking fast, and it makes it very difficult to work with. See, that devil trigger is freaking useless. I like it better when it keeps you stagger resistant. Whoa. So that's a freaking useless toy. Cock. There we go. It seems like the meter's filling up faster, because normally that seemed like you couldn't even get a quarter of it in a fight, but now it seems like they did rework it. I don't think I've played... I played the Definitive Edition through one time, and that was it on the Xbox, and so I'm not certain about how much they changed. Now my hair's got one gray streak in it. I can now purchase upgrades to the Devil Trigger, but it doesn't help it too much either. It burns out so quickly.
Oh, right, the tower. On my way.
So he completely forgot. Also, another thing is, why not just let his hair go permanently gray from the start, you know? Like, having that one gray streak looks like somebody mismodeled. Like, when I first saw that as a kid, when I first played, I thought, did they accidentally mess up something? I legitimately didn't understand why just one little section of his hair had turned gray. Because I don't think I ever bought any of the Devil Trigger upgrades when I first played this game either. Let's rock. Boom! Crap. How does that not interrupt? Crap. There we go, that wasn't my best combo. Oh crap, not another one of these frickin' witches. Crap. Okay, time to pull my very crappy looking Devil Trigger. I mean, I can see what I mean, like he's manipulating the frickin' world with his power. But it doesn't replace the fact that this is still a crappy, subpar Devil Trigger. How did she get over there? Crap. Crap. How many... She's empowering things. Take her out first. Stand still! There we go. Now, how the heck can I get up there now? I don't think I can. Because I don't see nothing in the environment that could pull me up there. That's where I came from. Yeah, apparently they did refix, because it seemed like I could never get Devil Trigger to even come up for that long. So I do appreciate the fact that they did make it a lot easier to charge up your Devil Trigger. Okay, what should I upgrade? I got my charge level all the way up. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and get an upgrade for... should I get feed, or... I think I'll go ahead and... well, I don't know. There's so many abilities available from the start that it makes you feel sort of like you have to hurry up and pick something, you know, and I don't know what is the most optimal. I'll get feed level 2. Okay, in terms of items, I can't afford a Devil Trigger cross, and I'm close to getting that next health cross. They cost a lot more to get because there's just 3 of them, which is not a lot of upgrades. I don't think you find that many through secret rooms. How was I supposed... I did that literally like I was supposed to. Am I supposed to do that to be able to reach that? That's one thing I don't like about this platforming. Everybody says, well, this is the DMC that finally had decent platforming. Yeah, but they also still managed to cock it up a little bit. I mean... you fix something that was just inherently bad. That's one of the main complaints I think anybody may have with a regular Devil May Cry games, is it's got crappy platforming sections. And even in the newest game, that's still an issue. But traversal is still not completely easy here. It's like it requires almost perfectly precise jumps to sometimes get something right, and not a lot of people are that good. How can he not hit something that close to him? Okay, I got all the lost souls, at least, in this level. Fallen Harpy. They can be destroyed using firearms. Okay, you could have told me that a heck of a lot sooner. Okay, so that's just an environmental kill now. Come on. How does that not count as a frickin' parry? Boom! Boom! Crap. There we go. How did that not hit first? There we go. That was a pretty good combo. Crap. Have I mentioned that I actually really hate these frickin' things? Whoa. Whoa. Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger? See, I can't even take out one of these things with my Devil Trigger fully active, almost. You are really limited. Like, realistically speaking, I should have been able to clear out this whole freaking room. I don't feel like with my Devil Trigger I'm any more powerful than I was without it. That's one of the problems a lot of people had, is the Devil Trigger is useless in this game. It's one of those abilities that, other than when you are at really low health and in a pinch, you can use to recover your health. Okay, I don't have the key. If it's at the end of the level, I'm going to be pissed. Because I hate when games expect you to replay the level just to get the completion rating.
That was wild.
Come here.
What is it?
You found your inner devil, all right. But you have yet to discover your full potential.
Mainly, I just want to kill the Demon King named Mundus.
And if you do kill Mundus, who would take his place?
Not so subtle foreshadowing. I like how he just leaves that dumb look on his face, like, Okay, so I got a D for taking 11 minutes. I don't exactly know what kind of time standards this thing runs off of. I've never actually looked into it that much to care. But it's very high. Also, all the way from like DMC 4, there's like Devil Trigger upgrades, like Trigger Heart to make it slow down. You'd think especially in this Definitive Edition, because it still slows so quickly, I mean it drains so quickly, that they would have added at least an upgrade for it to be a little slower, like Trigger Heart from 5 and 4. Okay, finish off feed. I can't afford a health cross. I don't know if I'll buy the Devil Trigger cross first or the health cross. Health seems important, but the Devil Trigger is one of my most useful tools once I get it, as quickly as it burns out. So having it fill up more might not be a bad idea, and then just worry about the rest later.
I am no longer suited to violence. I cannot proceed.
Thank you, Phineas.
At least he's nicer
Wasn't quite a
now.
favor. I want to see Mundus destroyed, and I now believe you may stand a chance.
What made you change your mind?
You were right. You're not just like your father. I see your mother in you.
How did he know his mother?
You want to hit Mundus hard? This is how. Mundus has power almost beyond limit, but he has one weakness.
He has a weakness?
Yes. His mistress, Lilith.
His weakness is that he loves her?
Mundus? Love? No, my friend. Yet, she has recently become the most important thing in creation to him. This is what I have seen. Lilith, his mistress, carries his child, his heir. You want to hurt Mundus? Kill Lilith. Kill the child.
No.
Nothing will hurt him more. But be warned, the fury of Mundus is boundless. Many thousands could perish.
Yeah, where I bought that Devil Trigger upgrade, I thought that it would... So he called him Master? Why? As I was saying, I thought that it would make like another section of his hair go white, but no, it doesn't. So I must have bought upgrades. It just leaves that one little skunk streak thing in his hair. Well, let's talk about that for a second again. Sorry to do all this commentary, but I mean, I have to say something. I feel like Phineas is more testing him there. Because Dante doesn't seem like the type that would kill a child. You know, even if it's a devil child, I don't think he's that type, even in this game. He doesn't look that hardcore. He's more of the type that talks the talk but doesn't walk it. I think that that's more foreshadowing too, because that's the thing that a devil would do, you know. And he literally just says the sense before, you got some of your mother in you, and then saying, yeah, just go kill a pregnant woman, you know, even though she's a demon and it's a demonic child. Still, I mean, I think that's more of like a test to see it, and it kind of sets up some more foreshadowing for later in the story as well. And I do kind of like that Phineas was a character that could have been included far earlier in this game, and I think might have saved it more. Just the fact that Dante, again, I like what they were trying to do with him. You know, like, he's very hard-edged at first, but once he sees people, he softens up just a little bit. But the thing is, they should have spent a little bit more time in the story cutscenes, or had him talk to people throughout the levels more than just Cat saying, "Run, Dante, run." Then they could have used that better. Because the problem is you just mostly focus on his negative qualities, and you don't get to see enough of the good qualities for it to matter. And why did Phineas call him his master? Is he like a servant of the Nephilim? Makes you wonder, because he knows a lot about them. Now time to take on Bob Barnes. Okay, this should be a little bit shorter. There we go.
Good. I finally have your attention.
Oh crap. Whoa, mama. Oh lord. Go, go, go. Whoa, mama. I'm turning into Johnny Bravo. Move faster. Move fast, baby. Don't be slow. Now, get ready for one of the only really good boss fight in this game, but also one of the ones I cannot stand. I'll explain why when you see it. See, we're like inside the news network. Which isn't bad on its own, but the boss fight, like, when you picture this Bob Barnes boss fight, what do you think? Like, oh, the news anchor is going to turn into a big demon for a fun boss fight. You know, that's what I would have originally thought. But no, it's a little different than what your expectations are. But strangely enough, this is the only boss fight that really feels like a original Devil May Cry style boss fight. See, that's what he is a giant floating virtual head. See, he's just a floating head.
Hey, Bob. Put a spin on this.
My personal view
Childish.
on terrorists is that they are disgusting, degrading, ghastly, sleazy, prurient, and generally nauseous.
I think you just summed up the whole fandom's belief.
The whole world would benefit greatly by his non-existence.
Preach it, brother.
I'm taking you off the air.
You think so? I wouldn't bet on it, you little shit.
I love him. He's the best boss in this game just because he puts down Dante constantly. But it's like, because you know how like in the Savior boss fight in 4 you're switching platforms, stuff like that, which is sort of what they did with the Succubus fight, but just not as good. Bob at least feels like a boss fight, and I do give him credit for that. The problem is there's not that many bosses in this game. There is a grand total of like 4, maybe 5, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Hunter at the beginning. I think there's like 5 boss fights in the entire game. And each one is a bit too low. You know, this is the only one that's actually pretty good, and it sticks with your memory. So you gotta blow those up, and then you can hit him. He's like weakened for a minute. Okay, how can that not hit him? Nice try. Crap. Whoa. Whoa, mama! There we go. Crap. There we go.
Segue into this.
Now, see, this is the cool part that I really like.
Truly shocking footage of the terrorist, known as Dante, at the Bellevue Pier recently. So what do we know about this Dante? Several people have now come forward, and investigators have pieced together a shocking history of violence. At age 8, he attacked and killed the head nurse at St. Lamia Orphanage.
I like how they give you backstory into Dante through this too.
A lady who particularly enjoyed working with children. Between the ages of 11 and 15, he broke out of no less than 8 youth detention facilities, often mounting brutal, humiliating attacks against the prison officers just doing their jobs. Between 16 and 17, he became involved in gangs, drug peddling, and is believed to be responsible for over a dozen homicides. And worst of all, he was also a well-known cruiser in the seedier districts of the city, rampantly spreading sexual disease of the unholy kind.
It ain't that the best kind, Bob.
I do like his comeback there. Whoa! Get out of that. Whoa!
How about I kill you and piss on your corpse for cool points?
That's not exactly the nicest thing you could do, Bob. Man, my health is low. There we go. No, 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 get out of there. There we go. Okay, I can still get hurt pretty bad in my Devil Trigger, and it does almost nothing to stop him. So this thing is almost completely useless if it can't even affect a floating head. Hit the thing. Whoa, mama. Go, go, go. Run, run. Crap. Go, go, go. No, no, no. Now. There we go.
This is hard-hitting news, Bob.
Now he's finally starting to get some good puns going. It just took the whole bloody game.
And he just started killing people. He looked me straight in the eye, and at one point, it was just terrifying.
Whoa!
He definitely had pedophile eyes. I saw one girl, like, beg for her life, but, like,
Whoa!
he said he was gonna kill her anyway. And then he did. Like, totally.
I love this. See what I mean?
That Dante is involved in the terrorist organization called the Order. I have a message for the Order. The whole world is looking for you. Every camera, on every street corner.
Crap. Are you serious? Yes, use the gold orb.
Country and worldwide.
And of course I get hit on the way down.
We will destroy you. It's only a matter of time. This is Bob Barbas of the Raptor News Network. Just doing God's work.
So that's like, what, the 4th death of this series? I think so.
To bring you breaking news. The terrorist organization responsible for the recent attacks has been located and is being stormed by SWAT teams as I speak. 2 of the terrorists identified in these images.
So see, they know who Virgil is.
Bastards.
The 3rd terrorist has been cornered in another part of the city in a separate police raid. Rest assured, those responsible will be brought to justice at any moment, dead or alive. This is Bob Barbas of the Raptor News Network. Just doing God's work.
Okay, so I'm sorry to pause the middle of a boss fight, but you mean to tell me they have a picture of Virgil, yet he's not been in the game because he can't show his face, yet he goes out in public without wearing the mask, and he looks just like Dante. Couldn't he just say he was Dante? I mean, realistically speaking, people could buy it, you know, maybe just set your attacks like an hour or 2 apart, you know. So, see, that's what I hate about this game, is that they'll tell you one thing at one part of the game, and then it's like the writer, you know, I do some writing myself. I'm hoping to someday be a full-fledged novelist, you know, but as of right now, it's more of a hobby, and I'm trying to hone my craft. I know from experience that when you're writing, especially like if it's a long 300, 400 page sort of thing, you kind of, at least I know you can get lost. Albert Einstein once said, never remember anything that you can look up. And I kind of follow that same idea. You know, the Sherlock Holmes idea, your brain's an attic and it can only hold so much. So certain details in my stories, I don't always remember. And so I have to go back and reread them to remember certain stories. Like, okay, I'm on chapter 17, and back on chapter 3, I wrote somebody's name and I can't remember it. And so it's a possibility that's the thing, but that's why you have an editor and stuff like that, and they go over the story with you and cut the fat off and say, okay, yeah, you called this person John here and you called him Jack here, you know, which one is it? And things like that. And so I feel like this game could have benefited from a story editor.
We got you, we'll crush you. And you know what? We'll do it live. We're gonna do it live.
Whoa! Come on, I was in that one. Crap. Come on. Ow. Suck on this, Bob. One, two, boom, babe. Man, that does some damage. Whoa, whoa. It's not this one. Ow. And that missed, of course.
Who are you fighting for anyway? The people? Newsflash, the people hate you. I made sure of that.
Yeah, exactly what is Dante fighting for? They never really make that super clear in this story other than just to free the world of Mundus, but that's not much, you know what I mean? There goes Bob. I don't know how that works, but okay. See, now it shows him like in real life. So where is he that the virtual TV was able to kill him? Okay, we're in the studio. Now we get Aquila. Now we can do some really good aerial combos. I like those like glaive, shuriken. The wiki says they're shuriken-like, but they're glaives. Like that character. What was her name? Yuffie, I think, Final Fantasy VII? Or I think there's a character from Final Fantasy 9, 8, or 10 that has a similar weapon.
You've already lost.
You know, I don't get how he says that. I thought this whole idea was to rile him. Okay, lightning fast, dual-wielded weapons. Now we have access to stuff like high time and stuff like that. Round trip, I mean, finally. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end of the rope, so I'm going to probably just end this episode here. We got SS on completion, and we got 2 upgrade points. Sweet. We don't have enough to buy anything else, so let's just upgrade. Now, we've got all of our weapons, except for our guns now. So you got in total 5 weapons, which is about standard. Let's see. Devil May Cry 3, Rebellion, Cerberus, Agni and Rudra, Nevin, Beowulf. So yeah, I think I'm not miscounting anybody, am I? No, I'm not, to my knowledge. So 5. And DMC 4, Rebellion, Gilgamesh, and Lucifer, like his only weapons in that one. Then he acquired some guns. And then 5, he started off with Balrog and Rebellion, and he gained Cavalry and King Cerberus. So yeah, about anywhere from 3 to 5 is the average, so you get a good level. Okay, get buy-in. Now, aerial buy-in is good, because see, this yanks enemies into the air. It's one of the best skills to get in the game, and getting that up to level 2 will be our next ability. And then getting Tornado will be one too, because Tornado is a really cool skill. Aquila isn't like a lot of high damage abilities. It's sort of like Dark Slayer style from DMC 4, how Dante uses the Yamato. It is more of a weave into your combos sort of thing than it is like a proper destroy everything in sight sort of weapon. It can take out big crowds of enemies, and it can pull, like, stuff like buy-in is used to pull enemies to you. And then you can follow up with like better attacks. It's a really cool weapon, though. One of the best. They saved the best weapons for last, but really you're going to use Osiris more than you're going to use Aquila. Aquila pulls them in, and then like you could use, like, one of my favorite combos is to pull them in with Aquila, and then do the I think it's called Rake, the Raise ability, and like lift them all into the air, and then go into a rainstorm. That's like the best combo to use for taking out large groups of enemies at once. Other than that, let's see if we got any new artwork to look at to say how much better the artwork looks in the freaking game. Concept art. Okay. Okay, have we seen all these? Yes, we have. Okay, yeah, we saw these. Saw those. Saw that one. Okay, yeah, I think we saw that. Yeah, see, these look a little bit better in concept than they do in reality. That looks like Donald Trump a little bit. Like, no, that looks more like what's his name? Rudy Giuliani. A little bit like a fatter Rudy Giuliani. Other than that, we haven't really gotten anything else in terms of anything like that. Let's see how many missions there are. There's 17, 18, 19. There's 20 missions, yeah. In terms of anything cooler here that we haven't seen, just there's that standard harpy, the rage. I remember seeing that tyrant. Yeah, we have. Oh, there's the idea for the witch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her, but I mean, I don't really see how she's a witch. That could have been more like a fallen angel design, you know, with the more sensual look to her, you know, the more revealing outfit. I mean, there could have been some angel enemies in this game, but they really, for some reason, were against that. Anymore, I still don't get how they could have thought that. Okay, yeah, we only saw that one. I guess that's supposed to be like the devil trigger version of him, maybe, or because that's more like the blonde hair or the white hair. I still don't get how they think that could ever have been acceptable as Dante, with the tattoos and the. I like the idea of like the bandages, you know, and then revealing like his bloody, kind of more demonic look, like a rot to him, sort of like what was her name, Kane from Nier, wore bandages on one side. I still say all these cat ones look so much better than the cat we ultimately got, especially that one or the blue-haired one there. Those both look so much better. I don't know how they couldn't have gone with those. And of course, this one looks so much better for Rebellion. That just looks like Alistair, and Alistair is to this day one of my favorite weapons from DMC, just because it brought you home to the first game. You know what I mean? Okay, that's all we got. So that's all the artwork we got to look at. Let's see what our stats are. Oh, it's just random. Just the number of stuff. Number of jumps performed. Total damage dealt. Strikes landed with, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's not really anything of any real use to learn. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.